What brings you joy? What? And if you're like, oh, I'm not going to answer the question, no, really, what brings you joy? I'm telling you, mine have been really simple lately. They've been this stuff called jackfruit combined with coleslaw. The things that are bringing me joy lately are related to food. And food is comforting, it helps soothe us, it meets a primary need, you know, to feel satisfied. Food nourishes us. So, what brings you joy? And these things, when we remember that they bring us joy and we re encounter them, it does feed us, it nourishes us, it reconnects us. Bring your hands together at your heart. Yeah. And gratitude for the recognition of things that bring us joy. Release your hands. All right, big breath up. And it brings me joy too. You know what I'm going to answer. I'm going to say, being with you, doing this, brings me a lot of joy. I love to move. It feels good to like reach out, stretch up, and nothing really to prove in the movement. I'm going to cough, so hang on. Sorry about that. All right, one more. I got a tickle in my throat. Side bend to the right, right hand down. I know I made it look opposite of you. Stay with right left cues. In breath and come up. Second side, left arm down. Tip your torso to the left. Oh, let's keep that going. Lateral bending brings me joy. I tip sideways. I'm like, oh, that feels good. I recently asked somebody, when do you tip sideways? Do you ever tip sideways? They're having some discomfort. And they're like, no, I never do that. I was like, maybe you need to start. Okay, one more time each direction. All righty. Arms down. Slide your hands onto your legs. Let's take flexion. So with your hands just beneath your kneecaps, draw your belly back, drop your head in, scoop your tail forward so you've got a seated cat shape. And then in breath, rock on your sitting bones and sit up tall. And we'll do that again, belly back. Sometimes it's nice to sync this movement with breath, right? So maybe the exhale is the cat shape where you take flexion. Try it. The in breath is when you sit up. Yeah. And if you don't like it, try it the other way, right? If you're like, oh, I don't really like breathing that way with this, do what brings you joy. Where you go, I like that. All right, come on up. Step your feet out wide, big wide stance. Bring your hands to your thighs. Now from the hip joint, right? So that's at this crease. So slide your hands up your legs right to where your legs meet your pelvis. That's the hip crease, the inguinal fold, and then fold forward. In breath and come up. Another thing that brings me joy is learning fancy words about the body. So I just said inguinal fold. And I, for years, said inguinal fold, and then I get corrected. And I get so confused now. I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce it because I hear it both ways. Two more times. So now it brings me joy when I say it, and then somebody else corrects me, and internally I laugh, and I'm like, oh, there's such confusion. And I'm good, being in the midst of it. Come on up, work your feet together. Let's turn to the right. and have both sitting bones on the chair, both leg bones. You're probably going to have some tissue, right? Some outer leg, outer buttock tissue off the chair. That's fine. Arms reach up. And as you exhale, right arm down, grab the back of your chair. Turn your ribs to the back of your chair. Take hold of your chair with both hands. Now squeeze your legs together. Give them a little squeeze so that the base of you is holding steady while we breathe in this twist. This is big stuff, this rib rotation work. Big stuff. Good stuff for us. As we get older, this whole area starts to stiffen. Go ahead and in-breath and come out. It's harder to breathe. Switch and go to your other side. A nice, graceful turn. So now you have both legs squeezing together, facing the opposite direction. Stretch up big. Use your left arm. That's the arm closest to the back of the chair. Bring it down and hold the back of the chair. Use another breath. Turn your ribs to the back of your chair. Place both hands on the back. Return to your commitment of squeezing your legs together. And then breathe. Relax your shoulders. They tend to want to hunch up here as you make these twists. So just take a nice exhale, let them settle. All right, let's use an in-breath and we'll return. Come all the way back, pivot on your bottom, face front. Space your feet a comfortable distance and wiggle to the front of your chair. So you're right on the edge, ready to get up. We've got, 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10. How many do you want to do with these? Up and down out of your chairs. All right, so you do not have to be in rhythm with me. It's reach your arms up, stand up, keep your arms up, sit down. And then let your arms dangle when you sit down. Yeah. Keep going. Now, if you're like exactly on pace with me, that's all right. And if you're like, well, but I'm a little ahead of you, I'm a little behind you, that's all right too. You're doing these at your rhythm. Yeah. Keeping your knees tracking, that's the big one. To help track your knees, it takes a lot of leg energy. You're also not collapsing down in that chair, right? There's no like drop and fall right at the end. There's, actually you almost even slow down a little bit, right? Right before you land, because you're like, well, is the chair there? Have I sat back far enough? Especially as we continue, right? As we keep this going, fatigue is building, right? You may be getting a little looser instead of precision. So return to precision. How about 1 or 2 more? You get to determine it. Really sit back. All right, we're going to come up and stay up. You should have a smidgen of a heart rate from this, right? Yeah, you should maybe feel a little bit like it wasn't really cardio, but you were like approaching cardio, right? An aerobics class. Okay, take your chair to the top of your mat. Let's walk back for L pose. Bend your knees. Spread your toes. Lift your sitting bones up to the sky. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Okay, walk forward, stand up. Let's get single leg lunges going. Right leg forward, left leg back. Yeah, open it up, open that shape up. So once you take your first form, say, all right, I'm solid. And then wiggle your back foot back a little bit more. Back leg, left leg, pelvis, turn it forward just a little bit so that your belly button aims towards your front leg, inner knee. Raise your left arm up. Use your right hand, push down on the chair to help you lift up. So this press down of your right hand will give you lift through your torso. So you got to push with the right hand, a pull with the left hand. Both are giving you a rise through the trunk while your legs from pelvis to feet Yeah, reach into the earth. Exhale, left arm down. Step together. Let's switch. Left leg forward, right leg back. And again, you'll step back into your first comfortable shape, right? And then wiggle, wiggle your back foot a little bit more so that maybe you get another, 16th of an inch. Maybe you get another inch. I'm hoping you don't get another foot because I'm hoping your first step back, you're really going for it. All right, left hand stays down. In breath, right arm up. Breathe. Now again, use your left hand pushing down. Yeah, actually, don't grab the chair, just open hand, push. Doesn't have to be grippy, doesn't have to lock a joint out. So you're not locking elbows or fingers or wrists. Just enough of a push that you feel the wall of your torso turn on and a lift. And then you accentuate the lift by reaching up with the right arm. Just a little bit more of a reach with the right arm. Okay, exhale, right hand down, step together. Let's walk back, L pose again. Bend your knees, spread out your toes. Lift your sitting bones to the sky. And then go back down to your feet again and broaden through your outer heels. Broaden through your inner thighs. Now, when you do that, nothing moves, right? Your foot doesn't move, your legs don't really move. And you're checking out your knees. How are they lining up through the center of your ankle, right? That's what you want. You want to kind of line up through center of the ankle, the middle of your kneecap. All right, keep all that. Some good leg energy. Press your thigh bones back, way up where the thigh bone meets your pelvis, way up at the top of your thigh bone. Like if you were to put something in your lap, and you want to keep it safe, like if you had a bag and you're protecting it while you're sitting on a subway train, you wouldn't have the bag down by your knees. You'd have it way up at the top of your thigh bones. Yeah, and then press your thigh bones back and apart. Now that might start to lengthen your legs. Doesn't have to. More important, what you'll feel is like bigger sensation through the back line of the legs, maybe even up into your buttocks, maybe even into your back. Everybody's a little bit different, and it also depends on the day, the sensation. So we're learning to sense ourselves and also notice that the sensations change. All right, walk forward, stand up, turn your chair around. So another thing that brings me joy is like sensing my own body. What's it feel like to be in this body? We are a sensing being, and the really cool thing is we can sense ourselves sensing ourselves, right? Like this third awareness, right? So I'm in the body having this moment, but I'm also aware of myself doing it. Woo, crazy. All right, so back foot turns slightly in, front foot turns all the way open. This consciousness, this awareness is, it's a pretty amazing quality we have. Come into your knee bend into warrior two. Breathe. Turn your gaze, look to the right. Right hand to the chair seat, top hand to the sky. And now use your back foot more, particularly the outer edge of your back foot. Yeah, so outer heel. And then the hand on the chair, push off the chair. So no flat hand, go to just finger pads, like you're playing the piano. Finger pads, push. You'll build hand strength and wrist strength if you try that position for the hand. Yeah, push, push, push off the chair to give yourself the lift. And then also lift up big with the left arm. But meanwhile, don't let the pelvis go up with that lift, right? So pelvis down through legs, heavy and committed to the earth. Top arm overhead. Reach big now, everybody. Come on, big reach. These are these side bend shapes, right? All right, use your back foot root more, lengthen your front leg. So you've moved into triangle pose now. Yeah, to get the front leg longer, right? Press the top of the thigh bone back, way up near the pelvis, that part of the thigh bone. Really work that part, moving back. That starts to move the ball in the socket of the hip joint into a different spot. We want that. We want to have that kind of like juicy, fluid movement in that joint. All right, big moment here. Push with your back foot more. In breath and come on up. We're going to reverse our triangle pose. So take the head of your right arm bone, turn it up to the sky, and just reverse your shape. So look up towards the ceiling. Top hand, yep, it's reaching, but more important, bottom hand extending down. If you happen to touch a portion of your back leg, push off of it. Yeah, so there's the push off of the bottom leg, the reach up of the top arm. One more breath here in your reverse triangle. All right, arms back to a T. Release them down. Turn your feet parallel. Heel toe in. Okay, other side. You could turn around. You could move your chair. You know what also brings me joy is to have choices. Like to know, like I am free to choose. I'm okay if I have limited choices too, you know? It's okay. Just this is part of our nature. Like I want to know I have choices here. don't just tell me there's only one option. I'll be looking for the other one. Breathe. We are curious stinkers like that, right? Take your back foot, turn it slightly in. Front foot by the chair is your left foot. Turn it open. Yeah. And then spread your toes. Check it out. How are your knees doing? They tracking with center of the ankles? Arms reach up. Come into your knee bend. So you're in warrior two. Breathe. Good stuff here. Couple more breaths here in warrior two. And now left hand to the chair seat, right hand to the sky. Yeah, stay steady in your legs. Use the push of your left hand, you know, to get up on ridge tops. So we're working on hand strength, wrist strength, working on the connection of the hand through the trunk, right? So as you push off the chair, what do you feel go on through your torso? Breathe. And then as you keep heavy and grounded from pelvis to feet, right? They stay going down. Take your top arm, just reach a little bit more. And what's the sensation change through your torso? What do you feel there? What's going on? Couple more breaths. Take your top arm over your head, bigger reach, bigger reach. What does that do when you really extend from your top pelvis through your ribs, through your fingers? What goes on through your torso? What goes on in your pelvis? What does your foot have to do? Your right foot, yeah, it's got to hold the earth, yeah, but without clenching the toes. All right, transition to triangle pose. Remember, we're going to work from top of the thigh bone on the left leg. Move it back to lengthen your left leg into Trikonasana. You can move your top arm back to the sky as you go there. Yeah. Let it be revelatory, you know, rather than just like a quick snap back. So if you did a quick snap back, right, just went there fast, you could rebend your knee, right, and re-enter. That's kind of fun, right, to not just go once, but to have the option to do it again. Got that choice always. Breathe. That's all this practice is, right? Begin again, right? Begin again. All right, so back foot, use it, especially the back foot outer heel. Push with it and in breath and come up. Change in our shape. So rotate the head of the left arm bone. That's the arm by the chair. So the palm goes to the sky. Reverse your triangle. Back hand, if it happens to touch your leg, wherever it's touching, go to finger pads. Push off the leg rather than into the leg. Top arm, go up, reach up just a little bit more. So you're in that dance of push-pull. Breathe. Next inhale, arms out to a T. Use an exhale to release them. Feet parallel, Keep breathing. Heel toe, come on in. Feels good. All right, chair to the top of the mat. If you need something to kneel on, grab it. So maybe you have a pillow on a couch nearby. Maybe you have a blanket. I have these kneeling pads that I like, so I can move them around fast. They have a little bit of cushion, not too much. So you get to determine how much cush. All right, so put your kneeling pads down on the ground. You'll probably have to adjust them. All right, right leg forward under your chair. Bring your hands to your chair seat. And then we're going to bring the back knee down. Back knee down. So adjust your kneeler. Lay the top of your back foot flat. And if you don't like it, you got a choice. You could switch back to push through the big toe ball joint, baby toe ball joint. So let's alternate just a few more times with top of the foot down. Right, so we're working on opening the tissue on the top of the foot. And then tuck your toes under. Meanwhile, both hands are lightly pushing into the chair seat with elbows bent, shoulders relaxed. One more time, top of the foot down. I know. You may not think this is important, this flip of the foot, but it's really important. It's really important. Yeah, it's a big part of getting up and down from the floor. It's a big part of walking. And then flip to toes tucked. All right, so now you're free to choose. Which do you want for that back foot? All right, work your hands onto your front thigh. Walk your hands up to the hip crease, right up where the thigh bone meets the pelvis, and then push down. See if you can get the right side of your pelvis to anchor. Keep your right hand right there pressing down, left arm up. All right, so we got to push down with the right hand, relax the right shoulder to do that, and a lift up through the left arm. It's taking the left side waist up. All right, keep that. Move the left side of your pelvis forward, just the left side, as your belly moves back. And that may or may not increase like the stretch sensation through the front of the left leg. Okay, exhale, left hand down. Let's switch. So right knee down, left leg forward. Take a minute, organize your kneeling prop if you have one under there. You can stay touching the chair seat. Yeah, so we're a little bit forward, holding onto the chair seat. And we're going to work the back foot. So let's start with, in the back foot, top of the foot down. And we're just here for a moment. Take an exhale, soften elbows, soften shoulders. And now let's switch it. So tuck your back toes under. And you're not just like flipping the foot over, you're flipping it over, and then you're trying to find the push. Right, so it's the push of the big toe ball joint, the push of the baby toe ball joint. You will feel stretch sensation. You may feel like your foot's stiff. Yeah, that's really common, that the foot gets really kind of stiff. Do we want a stiff foot? No, no, we don't. Top of the foot down. So if your foot feels a little stiff, just first be okay with it. Be like, okay, okay. And then know that you're doing good work for it today, and just work where it's comfortable. And that things do change, but they change over time. They don't change quickly, particularly in the body. But you got to keep practicing. Tuck your back toes again. Breathe. Push. Top of the foot down. Yep. Spread your toes out. When you put the top of the foot down, you're working on broadening the foot as well as opening the front of it. So there's many layers here. It's not just like lay it down. If you've got it down, open up your toes. Try to make the foot broader. All right, last round. Tuck your toes. Find the push. You may feel stretch sensation through the bottom of the foot. You may feel stability moving up through the leg into your belly. You may feel sensations of like strength and stretch coming up the front of you too. All good. Yeah, exactly right. The foot is connected to your core. And then flip over, top of the foot down. If you're getting a good broad foot, if you're like, yeah, I can feel my big toe edge and my baby toe edge, try to balance through it now, right? So it's not just lean on one edge more than the other. We're always looking, for that, what we would call balanced action, right? So can you feel that in your foot without looking for it? All right, now it's your choice. Which foot position do you want to do? Do you want to do top of the foot flat or toes tucked? You pick it. And then work your left hand and right hand onto your left thigh and walk them up to the hip crease. Use your hands and push down so we get thigh bone back. Keep your left hand anchoring the left thigh bone back. In breath, raise your right arm up. Breathe. So we've got a push down with the left hand, right? And a lift up with the right. One more breath. Press your pelvis forward, move your belly back. Right side, that's where you're doing it. All right, exhale, right hand down. Push with your left foot, pick your back leg up, step together. So let's come out of kneeling for just a moment. Bring your hands to your pelvis, spine long, push with your feet, rise up, and just stand. Feel the front of you. What it feel like to take those low lunges, big hip flexor stretches. All right, just turn right around. Have a seat in your chair. Make sure you got the space. Sit down. Yep, sit right on the edge. Move your kneeling stuff out. You're going to use it again, though. Don't move it away completely. Have it nearby. Arms reach up. Let's make a circle. Take your hands to the back of your chair, grab it, bend your elbows, lift your heart up. And breathe. So using your hands, like not over gripping through the fingers, just holding, try to push your chair down with your hands. There's the down action. The up action will come up through the heart and your head. Let it happen. One more breath cycle in this awesome front of the chest opener. And then release your arms. All right, bring your hands to the chair seat. So now your hands can be beside you on the chair seat, a little behind you. You get to pick. Go to finger pads, right? See if you can get ridge tops. Bend your elbows. Yeah. Push with your hands, lift through your heart. And then release. What can you grab that's a little lower on your chair and still give a push? You don't want to pull up. We want to push down. What can you grab that's lower? Can you grab anything lower than the seat? You could even go into the, underside of the seat. But remember, it's not going to be a pull up. It's going to be a push down. All right, so what have you found? What are you able to hold on to or at least touch? Doesn't have to be big, right? Just a little touch is where it works. Like my fingers are barely touching this rung on the low part, just barely touching it. All right, push it down. Yeah, so you're trying to take whatever you're touching down. Doesn't have to be a grippy action. You don't have to do it a ton. You could just do just a little bit is enough. Okay, and then release. Push with your feet, rise. Exhale and release your arms. Turn around, face your chair. Get ready to kneel again. So get your kneeling props close by. And we'll bring the left foot forward, right knee down. So adjust your props. Your right knee can land on it if you need that cushion. Top of your right foot down. Flip the right foot over so you're tucking your toes and pushing through big toe ball joint, baby toe ball joint. Yeah. And now you get to pick which one do you want. Do you want top of the foot down or do you want toes tucked? It's your choice. Work your hands to the top of your left thigh, both of them, pushing down. So you're raising your torso up. Thigh bone back. Yep. Put your left hand down to the ground. In back stroke. Yep. Reach for something on the back side of you. Maybe it's your butt. Maybe it's your pelvis. Maybe you're holding on to your pelvis at your top of your pelvis, like hand on the hip. Maybe you're reaching down towards your right hamstring, right? So right hand is now going down. It's doing the down action. Left arm up. Breathe. Right hand down, left arm up. You know they're oppositional. One more breath. Next exhale. Left hand to chair seat, right hand to chair seat. How'd it go? You ready? Switch sides. Did it bring you joy? Oh, maybe, maybe not, right? Maybe it was like, oh, that's okay. All right, so hands on the chair seat, back foot, top of the foot down. We just have one round of changing at the ankle joint. Go to tuck your toes and push. All right, now you have a choice. You get to pick. Which one do you want? Take both hands, work them to your right thigh, work them up to the hip crease, belly back, pelvis forward. Keep pressing down with your right hand on your right thigh bone. In breath, raise your left arm up. Make a back circle with your left arm. Where does it want to go? Does it want to just hold your pelvis? Because it's in the back plane even then. You want to get to the back side and hold? You want to hold buttock or lower? A reach down to the thigh bone, or the back of the thigh bone, you get to pick. In breath, right arm up. Left arm pushing down, right? It's got the push down. Doesn't mean you're pushing. It's an intentional direction. Right arm intentionally up. One more breath. Next exhale, right hand down to the chair, left hand down. Tuck your back toes, push with your back foot, lift your legs, step together. So now you're in a standing forward fold with hands on your chair seat. Bring your hands to your pelvis. Long spine, strong legs. Stand up. Release your arms down. How's that going to do those low lunges? Let's take our kneeling props and move them out of the way. So we'll get them out of the story. Bring your chair back to the middle of your mat. Stand in front, have a seat. Look at you guys. I love watching you get up and down from the chair. Yeah, I do. That does bring me joy because I know that's, that's like good skill. Let's turn to the right thigh bone on the chair. Left sit bone off the chair. Take your left leg back. This is a bigger lunge. Yeah, take the top of the foot down to start. You know what we're going to do, right? You know we're going to flip the foot a couple times just to about it. You button aiming towards your front inner knee. So you're turned towards your front inner knee. And then change again, top of the back foot down. Top of the back foot, toes tucked. And now you get to pick which one do you like. Now make the shape bigger. So press the back leg into a bigger lunge. Now, will your back leg fully lengthen? It might not. Both foot positions, see what happens. What's it like to lay the top of the foot down with a longer leg? What's it like to tuck the toes with the longer leg? Keep aiming your belly button towards your front inner knee. Keep tracking your front inner knee through the center of your ankle. You got to keep all that organized. You know all that. Continue to explore by alternating between top of the back leg foot down and toes tucked. So now you got a choice. Which one do you like? You've experimented a few times. You've got a choice. I'm going for top of the foot down today. I don't know why. Just feel like it. If you got the top of the foot down, you got to push so you keep a lift in the leg, not a collapse, even if the knee's bent. In breath, left arm up. Breathe. Belly back, ribs back. Heart up. One more breath here. All right, you got a backstroke. Ready? Left arm, back strokes back, lands anywhere it wants to land. You could hold your pelvis, right? You could touch around your buttock area. You can reach down the back of the left leg. In breath, right arm up is an option. Yeah. What's the bottom arm doing? You got it. It's pushing down, not a hard push. It's almost just more intentional. Right arm reaching. What's your belly button doing? Okay, you're like, I don't know. Right hand down, left arm down, left leg forward. There aren't too many classes where you can button doing right now. Turn around, let's go the other way. And everybody knows what you're saying. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm on it. I got it. Okay, so turn around. Check it out. Just sit for a second. Organize. So on your second side, you've got your left leg, left sitting bone on the chair. You want to have your right sitting bone, right leg free. It needs to be off the chair and free to move. Step your right leg back. This is the short stance. We're not going for the big one yet. We're just like in the little short quad opener version. Yeah, tuck your toes. All right, change it up, top of the foot down. You're seeing how you feel about all this. Which one do you like? I'm not sure if either one are giving you joy. So, I'm hesitant to like ask that, like, does one give you joy? And you're probably like, no. Tuck your toes on your back one. Are you grudgingly doing this? Or are you doing it with an inquisitive nature, a playful nature? Top of the foot down. Yeah. And you just want to play where it's comfortable. So if we're doing something and you're like, I'm not comfortable, it doesn't feel right, back out of it. You always have that choice. Toes tuck again. All right, so which do you want? Which do you want? Toes tucked or top of the foot down? We're staying in with the bent leg version, right? Use your left arm to really pull the chair towards you. So you're hugging the chair in. That'll give you some stability. Double check the alignment of your left leg, left foot, left knee, right? So organize. In breath, right arm up. Easy peasy, right? Breathe. Okay, exhale your right arm down. Let's go bigger, right? So take your right leg back. So we're stepping out into a bigger lunge. This is a bigger shape just because our pelvis is down. Like it's forcing the downward energy of the pelvis that most of us shy away from, right? When I'm like, let your pelvis be heavy, let it sink. When we're in our standing poses, everybody's like, nah. Here, the chair, it's got you. So you can let it be heavy. But then opening up through the legs, right, gets a little interesting, doesn't it? All right, top of the foot down. So we're playing around here with the foot position. Where's your belly button? I got to organize mine too. Flip your foot again. Come on, push into the big toe ball joint, baby toe ball joint. Breathe. Boy, these can be really big openers, you know? Top of the foot down. We'll have one more round. Hey, if top of the foot's down or toes are tucked, whatever you're working right now, go for more length. Come on, try to get some length out of your leg. Doesn't have to fully extend, but we often kind of get to a place and we go, well, I'm comfortable. But you don't need, you have this possibility of like a 1/16 of an inch more. And last round of toes tuck. All right, so you've got your choice again. Which one are you going to do? Which foot position do you like today? And do it, do it to the fullness. Get your 1/16 to 1/4 of an inch. Maybe you're getting a 1/2 an inch more length. Woo. All right, in breath, right arm up. Keep using your left arm to pull the chair towards you. Aim your belly button towards your left inner knee. Breathe. All right, big moment here. We got to backstroke the right arm, land it somewhere, right? And you could hold your pelvis. Just grab onto your pelvis. You could grab around your buttocks, maybe lower, maybe onto the right leg, but don't collapse your right leg. Optional, left arm up. Breathe. What's the right hand doing? It's pushing down, right? Not dramatically. It's an intentional press into the earth. And then left arm has an intentional reach to the heavens. Okay, next exhale, left arm down. Right leg forward. Spin on your chair and face front. Open your legs out wide. Bring your hands to your thighs. Tip forward. You can keep your arms resting on your thigh bones in this forward bend. That might feel really good through your body. So just check it out. Like, is that nice? You can also put your hands on the floor. You're going to like one more than the other today. So you get to decide which one of these is the one that's like, yeah, that's nice. Whatever you choose, breathe. And if you're going to kind of think about your breath and directing it anywhere, it's into your back. I mean, that's where your lungs are. So you might as well think back there, right? So as you in-breath, let your back expand. Couple more breath cycles. If your hands are low to the earth, work them up to your thighs. Everybody, push your thigh bones down so you feel weight in your feet. Long spine, come on up. Sit for a moment. You might be loopy if you went low. Heel toe your feet in. Let your head adjust. If you got a little funny feeling from dropping your head low, just sit for a moment and wait for it to clear. So if it's clear, you're going to pivot to one side and get down on the floor. If you're still like, yeah, there's a little bit there of that loopiness because I put my head low and I'm still adjusting, just wait, give yourself a few more moments of just breathing and settling and let it pass. All right, so if you're ready, you're going to turn sideways. You get to pick which side you want to turn to. One knee down, second knee down. Yep, and then you're going to move your chair out of your way. Come on down to your mat, have a seat. Land at the center of your mat. And when you're in the middle, lay down. All right, does this bring you joy to lay down? Are you like, yeah, I like this part? Or not? Yeah. Single knee to chest, right knee in. Keep your left knee bent, left foot flat on the floor. Change your right leg to a figure 4. So you've crossed over, right ankle touching left thigh, left knee to chest. Extend your left leg so you get a hamstring stretch. Open up your toes. Take a nice exhale and let your shoulders just relax. If there's anything still there in the shoulders, just an exhale will do it as long as you're aware, right? All right, bend your left knee, left foot on the ground. Slide your right leg across your left. So now you're going into the tight crisscross legs. These are called eagle legs, right? So this is like wearing a short dress, sitting on the bar stool, that leg cross. That leg cross. Squeeze them tightly together. All right, lift both legs up off the ground, hug them in, and then kick your feet out wide. So your knees are crisscrossed, right? Squeeze them tight. And then move your feet out wide. So now this is moved into cow face and supine. You're welcome to take your hands and hold on to your feet or your ankles. And encourage a little bit more of a kick away. So both feet are kicking away from each other. Try to do it more through the foot, less through the hand, right? So your hands are just there closing the circuit of energy, adding a little bit more core stability in this shape. Yeah, so just holding the hands to the foot is enough. So try not to overdo it with your hands directing your feet. Let your feet still be the leaders by kicking up and out. Release your hands. Put your left foot on the ground. Slide your right leg back to figure four. So we're going to come out the way we came in. And then now right knee back to chest. So just repeating the shapes in reverse. So single knee to chest, right knee in. So, excellent. Okay, finish with the right. Let's stretch both legs out. Extend them both long on your mat. Just feel you. What's it like to be you right now? What's it feel like? What parts of you feel settled, grounded? What parts of you feel lifted and light? One's not better than the other. We need both, right? We need the grounding and the lightness. Okay, bend your knees. Both feet flat on the floor. Let's go. Second side, left knee to chest. You're just here for several breath cycles. Left knee hugging into your chest. Right foot still on the ground, right knee still bent. Yeah, because you know what's coming. You know that whole little hip sequence we've got coming up. Breathe. Yeah. Well, we know when things are coming, there's like this anticipatory state we get into. You know, we're anticipating it. Anticipation is a positive. Cross your left leg over into figure four. And then draw your right knee to your chest. Extend your right leg to the sky. So I often think of anticipation as a positive, joyful, looking forward to something, right? There's like a joyfulness looking forward to that, an excitement in a positive way. What word is looking forward, but you're not joyful, you're not positive? Are you guys coming up with things like dreading? Yeah, it's like a word that's describing as looking forward, but like, I don't know about that. You know, we're dreading it, right? There's other words. A couple more breath cycles here in figure four with the hamstring stretch. All right, bend your right knee, right foot down on the ground. You still have figure four, but we're going to change it up, slide. It's almost like your left leg's the bow and your right leg's the viola. Right? So you're going to slide your left leg across your right till you come to knee to knee. So you're in this very tight crisscross leg pattern. I call it girl in a mini skirt sitting on her bar stool, keeping her legs tightly together. And then on an exhale, draw both knees to your chest in this shape. Reach out with your hands, grab hold of your lower leg or foot. Kick from the feet. So try not to direct from the hands. Hands are just holding. Use your feet. Yeah, so you're going to use muscles of your leg to kick your feet out wide. Breathe. I often think of this shape of the legs as like kicking your heels up, you know? Kick your heels up. Now, sometimes you kick your heels up in joyful dancing celebration. Sometimes you kick it up in disgust, frustration, right? Didn't work out how you thought. All right, release your hands. Coming out the way we came in, so right foot on the ground, draw your left leg across your right leg, returning to figure four. Move your left leg to knee to chest. Left knee to chest. Breathe. All right, left foot down. Both knees to chest. Feet to the ground. Legs extend, arms extend. Maybe even turn the palms open. What brings you joy? At our essence, we kind of can blow off the dust, of all these experiences that we've had that have kind of blocked the joy. There's been stuff, right? But if you can take like a big exhale and like blow the dust off, the residue. What's underneath it all? The natural state of being alive. Rest in the knowing of your own heart.